My mother-in-law tried to sue me for my unborn baby at my own baby shower. I should have known Linda would find a way to ruin the one day that was supposed to be about celebrating my baby. Looking back now, 6 months later with my beautiful daughter sleeping peacefully in her crib, I can see all the warning signs I missed. But at 7 months pregnant, exhausted from insomnia and swollen ankles, I was just trying to make it through each day without my mother-in-law's constant criticism echoing in my head. Let me back up and explain how we got to the point where a woman would announce her intention to sue for custody of an unborn child in front of 40 people at a baby shower. I met my husband David 3 years ago at a marketing conference in Denver. He was charming, funny, and seemed genuinely interested in my career as a graphic designer. We moved in together after 8 months, got engaged after 18 months, and married in a small ceremony 2 years later. Everything felt perfect, except for one glaring problem: Linda Martinez, his mother. From our first meeting, Linda made it clear I wasn't good enough for her precious son. During our initial dinner at her house, she spent the entire evening pointing out how David's ex-girlfriend Sarah was studying to be a doctor, while I was just in advertising. When I corrected her that I was actually a freelance graphic designer with my own client base, she waved her hand dismissively and said, "Same difference, dear." The comments never stopped. When David and I got engaged, Linda told everyone at the engagement party that she hoped I wouldn't let myself go after the wedding like so many women do. When we bought our house, she criticized everything from the neighborhood to the paint colors, insisting we should have consulted her first since she has experience with real estate. She didn't. She'd lived in the same house for 30 years. But the real nightmare began when I got pregnant. David and I had been trying for about 6 months when those 2 pink lines appeared on the test. We were over the moon, both of us crying happy tears in our bathroom at 6 in the morning. David immediately wanted to call his mother to share the news, but I asked if we could wait until we got through the first trimester. I'd read about miscarriage rates and wanted to be cautious. "My mom's going to be so excited," David said, practically bouncing with joy. "She's been asking about grandkids since our wedding day." That should have been my first red flag. Linda hadn't been asking about grandkids in general. She'd been asking about my ability to provide them, often with thinly veiled comments about my age, 28, and my stressful lifestyle. When we finally shared the news at 12 weeks, Linda's reaction wasn't quite what David expected. "Oh," she said, sitting back in her chair at the restaurant. "That was quick." "What do you mean, Mom?" David asked, his smile faltering slightly. "Nothing, sweetheart. I just thought you might wait a bit longer, make sure you're financially stable, that Emma's ready for the responsibility." I felt my cheeks burn.